And we are back with the third segment of the GSMC basketball podcast presented by the GSMC Sports Network. Excuse me, those hiccups were random. And in this third segment, we are going to be talking about the Cavs drama that's going on. Now, the reason why I call it Cavs drama is because, that's just, I feel like it has a very nice, it has a good ring to it. And on top of that, there was a lot of drama going into the offseason with Darius Garland, the starting lineup, Donovan Mitchell, the coach, all that stuff, right? So let's do a little bit of a recap on exactly what the Cavs drama had, what it meant, this, that, and the other. So we'll go right ahead and talk about the Cavs drama. So if you guys remember previously on several other podcasts that I was doing, let me just go ahead and pull up the article real quick. All right, here we go. So Donovan Mitchell, he was supposed to sign, well, he actually did. He ended up signing a max contract with the Cavs, right? Now, there were rumors and there was huge speculation that when Donovan Mitchell was going to sign that max contract with the Cavs, Darius Garland was going to request a trade. That was one of the biggest talks in the offseason. And it's like that sort of surrounded the entire, speculation and the entire Cavs drama around with the roster, how the Cavs are going to maintain their overall roster, how much money they're willing to give Donovan, are the Cavs going to sign Donovan? And it was really like, the Cavs needed to choose. Like, do you take Donovan? Do you take Darius Garland? Do you blow up the rest of the roster? Do you get rid of just the two of them and try to build around somebody else? Or do you do something completely different? Right? That was like the biggest problem that was the biggest problem with the the Cavs and the drama. And hold on just one second. And just the entirety of the organization, right? That was like the biggest problem, because it's like, you were in a little bit of a debacle, I guess you could say. And it's like you had to choose, and no organization is going to want to be put in that situation where it's like you have to choose between one or the other when both of them could work really well. So Darius Garland, he finally broke the silence on the trade rumors in the offseason, and he addressed these rumors by saying on a May report from The Athletic. Now, they suggested that if Donovan Mitchell were to sign a contract extension, Darius Garland's agent, Rich Paul, was expected to have a conversation with the Cavs about possibly finding a new home. This is coming in from an article from Yardbreaker, right? Now, Garland himself broke the silence and said, "I don't want to be traded. Those are just rumors." So, sources tell Fedor that Paul and the Cavs' head of basketball operations, Kobe Altman, have spoken this offseason, but there has been no indication that Garland's camp is seeking a change of scenery. And the team has made it clear it has no interest in moving the former All-Star. If you guys remember previously, on previous podcasts, I was talking about how, okay, well, the Cavs aren't interested in moving any of their players. How is that going to fare with Darius Garland and Donovan, who don't seem to really want to play with each other, or at least Darius doesn't want to play with Donovan? At least that's what it seemed like before. So now, according to this article, according to Fedor, Garland was thrilled for Mitchell when his backcourt teammate signed a lucrative new deal with Cleveland, and was excited about the team's hiring of Kenny Atkinson as its new head coach. Garland has been in Las Vegas participating in some on-court workouts and meeting with Atkinson during a dinner on Friday. The two discussed offensive schemes and sets, as well as the 24-year-old's role, at least according to Fedor. "It sounds really good," Garland said, "and a lot of the spacing and a lot of room for me and Don and all the other guys to be able to thrive." Atkinson, who has spoken about Garland in glowing terms since being hired on Cleveland, shares the exact same enthusiasm, quoting, "I can't wait to work with him." Atkinson said, the Cavs star guards, "I was a point guard, and that's the I was a point guard, and that's the quarterback. Those guys are running the show, and it's such a huge position in this league. I identify with them. Huge fan of Darius, always been a fan. Underrated passer. I don't think he gets enough credit for the feel. Then Donovan, we all know, he's the real deal. The great ones have different type of work ethic. He's wired a little bit differently. Now, again, Garland had a down year in 2023-2024 as his averages of 18 points per game and 6 assists per game and his 44% from the field, 37% from 3, and 83% from the line were all below his career rates, but that was less about sharing the ball with Mitchell and more about a handful of other factors, including injuries, a fractured jaw, and the weight loss that resulted from drinking out of a straw for over a month. Now, Garland's grandmother also passed away, according to Fedor, which led to him leaving the team on off days multiple times. So it seems that, at least, according to this article, that a lot of the problems with Garland were more off the court stuff than on the court stuff. Now, another article also is claiming the exact same thing, that Darius doesn't want to be traded, which is just a very good thing for the Cavs and the roster, so they can maintain their core, their valuable players, and they can, keep trying to win the championship in a heavily stacked Eastern Conference. And to be honest, I don't think that that's going to happen. I really don't think that they're going to win anything with this roster, especially with the Knicks getting better and, the Celtics just being a powerhouse of a team already. They seem to be fighting against the current, but aside from that, I mean, this is really the best chance that the team has to win anything. Like, unfortunate as it is, their best chances to win are with a team that I just don't think has the ability to win. But that's just me. Now, according to Garland said that all of the off-the-court stuff that was going on, it was a lot. That's what he told Fedor. Sometimes you just have to go through it. Always bumps in the road. This was a big speed bump. It was really tough last year. It was definitely a learning experience for me. Just tried to stay mentally locked in and try to keep my head up and keep a smile on my face. I just had to stay mentally strong while going through a tough time in my life and having to fight adversity. Now, obviously, we know that fighting adversity is like the ultimate storyline and the ultimate script writing to a successful team. But no, that's not happening. This roster isn't going. It would take a miracle. It would take LeBron James suddenly deciding to join the Cavs for the Cavs to even have a slight chance of making it out of the Eastern Conference, in my opinion. Obviously, I could be wrong. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. But with the Celtics being as good as they are, and with the Knicks only getting better as the years progress, while the Cavs are just, staying that same mediocre team, I don't really think the Cavs have that much of a chance. But with that, we are out of time for this third segment. So now we will go ahead and go into this fourth segment where I talk about my hiccups and Stephon Castle being injured in the Summer League and what that could mean for the Spurs going into the regular season. So I'll be right back after this short break. Be sure to stay tuned.
For the best and latest podcasts available anywhere, go to the podcast app on your cell phone and type in GSMC to access free content-rich podcasts on health and wellness, book reviews, sports, entertainment, relationships, social media, movies, technology, finance, and even weird news. Subscribe and download the GSMC Podcast Network's family of shows, available everywhere podcasts are found.